It is Sunday, September 14th here at the West End Gun Club. 6:15 right now. Sun is just starting to creep out, or at least the light is starting to creep out. Days are getting shorter as the year comes to an end, and the sun is rising later and later in the morning, which makes it a little more difficult when you're trying to set up, I guess, at the range when you come early in the morning. And it'll make the NRL 22 matches more difficult to set up because it'll be darker for a little bit longer while I'm setting up targets and whatnot. Anyway, we're out here at the rimfire range just for a casual morning. Gonna shoot a little bit of 22, just not much. And I had planned to go to a different range or an event this morning down at the that Paula private range. They're having a PRS clinic and mover clinic. And I was just gonna go over there to shoot and just practice. I didn't really care for the clinic itself. I just wanted to shoot in a practice session at some distance targets because they usually have targets out there set to distance. However, I'm just kind of tired. Past 2 days, I've been volunteering at my church because we have a weekend long fair festival type thing. And so they've got like carnival rides, games, food and all that stuff. And so I was volunteering Friday night and then all day Saturday for just part of the parking control because, we have to coordinate all the parking because it's just so busy. People trying to get in and out, trying to direct people and then control when the parking lot gets full and trying to find people empty spots and that sort of thing. So I was doing that all for like Friday night till 11 and then 11 evening and then all day Saturday. And I went to Saturday mass after I ended my last shift there. I went to mass because, I usually do Saturday 5 o'clock mass. Anyway, was tired and I just didn't feel like going out to Paula. And I figured, hey, I would need to shoot some 22. So I'm going to shoot some 22 this morning. At least just rezero my gun. In any case, I'm gonna go ahead and set up my rifle. Sun's starting to come out, so I already got the target set up out there at 50 yards. And then we'll go ahead and get this gun squared away. This is just my Vudoo 360, and it's pretty much the same rifle. And the reason why we're rezeroing this is because I swapped the mounts. So this is the Area 419 one-piece mount. I swapped out for an Area 419 for this gun. I had now I don't know how it's pronounced. I was saying Audere, and then somebody said it's Audere, and then now somebody corrected me and says Audere. I think it's Audere because I went to go look it up, and all like the audio pronunciation type deals on the internet say it's Audere or I don't know. In any case, I had that mount. It's an Italian company, from what I understand, Italian, and I had it. It came free with my Zico, one of my Zicos, and I was running it for a while, and then up until recently, and I decided to just get the Area 419 because I do like Area 419 mounts because of all the adapters that they have for the different accessories that you may have. So right now I have the MDT set at level Gen 2 here, but they make a mount which doesn't actually work with the Send It that I have because this one's the center clamp version or direct clamp versus the side mount, which I needed the side mount to use the Area 419 adapter. But the Pulse, for example, I have the Area 419 adapter for the Pulse, but I don't have the Pulse with me today. They have other mounts to do if I wanted to mount the Send It Gen 1 or my Crush It Timer, I can mount it direct to the scope mount if I wanted to. So I like it's basically what Spur had as far as offering different mounts for, like we said, Send It Gen 1. But now that Area 419 is more modern production, they're building more accessories continuously versus Spur, which doesn't really do much. So you're basically getting, I think Area 419's, you got a made in USA mount. They're making it basically the flexibility of spur, if not like more flexible than spur and adaptable, with a mount that is as good as, if not better than the spur. So I swapped out for this, and I just slapped it on there on the scope onto the Air 419 mount. I didn't even think to bore sight it, so I just shot on a target over there that they have here every day for the rimfire range, and it's on. So I think it's a little bit off to the right. I don't know what the elevation is, but I'll check it on paper. And it's surprisingly enough, we'll see the fact that it's on paper relatively within, I don't know, that's a 6-inch target. Just swapping to a new mount, and it's still, the scope is still relatively zero to this rifle. So pretty cool that I don't have to spend too much time, hopefully, to get this dialed in. I'll just shoot at the center of this ARA bench rest target. Okay. We are, according to this, we're about a full mil low. And off to the right about 4/10 mil low, huh? So at least I'm losing a mil on my scope, which is not cool. So when I said I'm losing a mil, I have a 40 MOA base with a 20 MOA mount. That Audere mount was also 20 MOA, so technically that's 60 MOA cant, which gave me, I think, somewhere around along the lines of like 33 left on the scope from 0. But now if I'm losing a mil, I'm going to be at 32. But we'll check it after I adjust the 0 stop, how many mils of elevation I have available. Okay. Come left about 4/10. Pretty much on here. That's out of rounds. Maybe one more 10th. And I think we're zeroed in. Put a few more rounds here. Pretty quick zeroing session here. Went left. So for those of you who've never used a Zico before, basically I have 2 set screws for the turret, 0 stop mechanism. Once you set your 0, basically we're just going to slip the turret over, get it down to 0 here. We kind of slightly tighten it up, snug up the set screw just a little bit, not too tight. And then we kind of lift up the locking turret just to kind of set it up and down, and then kind of snug it up even more so there's no binding on the turret, and we're good. I didn't bring a torque wrench of this fine of a torque setting. We only need, I think, 4 inch-pounds or whatever. I don't have a 4 inch-pound limiter here, so we're just gonna do it by feel just a little bit here. I packed a light kit this morning. I have a Wera torque driver that goes from like 2.5 to 11 inch-pounds, but I left that in my big box, which I didn't bring today. So anyway, all right, let's just assume this is correct. So we're gonna go ahead and test our 0 stop. So this is 10 revs or 10 mils, 15 mils, 20 mils, 30 mils. Oh, did I lose count? That's 30 mils. Okay, we still have 32. Let's check out one more time. So I'm losing track here. Let's just do it based on revs. It'll be easier. So you have 5/10 underneath the 0. Then we're gonna go. That's 15, 30, 1, 2, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. Yeah, we are at 0.2. So I had 32.2 mils available of elevation on my turret from 50 yards 0. All right, let's recheck 0. I set up a target out there at roughly 100 yards. I didn't bring any laser rangefinders. Like I said, I packed a light kit this morning. I drove my truck and just threw a duffel bag that I threw together as far as just my mags, some ammo, a shooting bag. And I didn't even bring really anything for kind of NRL 22. So, I don't have a rail attached bag with me. Like I said, don't have a laser rangefinder. I don't have my Kestrel, but we're just dial 1.7 for today's conditions. It's kind of cool. Maybe 1.8, 1.7. We'll shoot 1.7, 2.5-inch target. It's kind of large, I guess, for 300. And then we'll make the best of it, and we'll just shoot some drills here, and just to get some reps in. I'll just do like 2 rounds per rung or whatever, and I'll try 1 round per rung and move. What do we got here? 1.7. I don't have a timer with me, so we'll just make this up. I don't have a timer. Oh, it's funny. I'm so unprepared this morning to do anything, so other than 0. But yeah, let's just go in our own cadence and just kind of get a workout. All right. Square off here. Oh, still got 2 rounds left. That was easy. Relatively large target. Do 2 at the bottom. Oh no, we'll work our way back down, or no, we'll go up. We'll work up. 2. Don't know what my time was on that, how fast I was, but made all my hits. Go ahead and show you guys the target from this morning. I was aiming at this first shot here, so we adjusted a mill. Then adjusted 4/10, 3/10 left, and kind of right here. And then I shot a couple 5-round groups. I don't know, that floated. 5th shot floated there. A couple low shots here. Then I shot a 5 rounds here. These 3, and then these 2 went off to the left. And I shot this 5 round, went left to right for some odd reason. And then I just kind of shot like a 1 shot per bullseye, sort of just utilizing the ARA bench press target as it was supposed to be used. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one went low, that one high. But then I just shot on these just basic cider ones here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of shooting okay with the Midas Plus. And then this is just my 100-yard target I was shooting at earlier for those drills. This is a 2.5 inch, and this is 20 rounds on there with 2 10-round strings. This one I kind of bled up kind of high. Don't know what happened there, but 20 rounds on that deal. So anyway, we're going to go pack it up, and then I'll roll out of here. Put the rifle away. I'm about to pack up the rest of my gear and shut the truck bed, but it's a very quick range session this morning. Like I said, I just came out here to sight in or rezero my rifle after I swapped over to the Air 419 scope mount. I previously had the Audere scope mount on there. Got that for free, and it's a good scope mount. I would have no hesitation buying one, but it was free, so I just used it. And been using that up until now. Again, I've been kind of migrating to Air 419 after they came out with their system. I feel that they offer a lot in versatility with all the different adapters that they have for whether it's a bubble level, electronic level. They have their own bubble level. They have different mounts for red dots, 45-degree red dot offset mounts. They have their diving board mount system, just like most other one-piece scope mounts. Where you can mount on their scope mounts, you can mount it on the clamp side. You can mount it on the lower ring side. And I think they do have it available on the top side no, you can't do it on the top side. It's a different interface of the bridge, but there's versatility of like kind of on the different locations, front and back, lower portion of the clamp or above the clamp. So I think it's more versatile than Spur, and you're getting a mount that is arguably just as good, if not better, than a Spur mount's quality. And then people have claimed issues with the Spur clamps, but I'll leave that topic alone. But I've been using other mounts. I used Spur before. American Rifle Company. I've been using those rings for quite some time, and then I kind of switched off, and Air 419 came out, and I think their system is really good. High quality mount, made in USA. The way they machine them, so they're dead nuts matched and true for the tube of the scope. So I think they're the best option right now for scope mounts. Price is about comparable, a little bit more for the rings than your average rings, but if you're talking high quality rings, they're about there, if not a little bit pricier. As far as a one-piece mount, they are cheaper than a Spur. I think everyone's cheaper than a Spur, but they're comparable to the other one-piece mounts on the market. So Air 419, I'm not sponsored at all. I pay for my own gear, so I wish I got sponsored by that. But like as far as just getting free stuff, but again, I try not to do that because I just want to be independent and not influenced by my opinions on gear. So I tend to just prefer to buy stuff. Um, but once I buy something and I really like it, I keep buying more. It'd be nice to just get that stuff for far less, for a lot far less price. But whatever. It is what it is. I'm your average consumer in the end of it. I am just another consumer. Anyway, anything else to talk about today? I released my write-up on the R3 Developments carbon fiber legs for the Skypod. Definitely read that if you haven't read it yet. And I have a video I published on on the YouTube channel, so check that out. I am working on the write-up for my 7 PRC build. I am not sure what write-up I need to start drafting, whether it's going to be the Athlon Rangecraft review or a write-up on the Magpul bipod, because I've been using that every so often. If you don't remember, I bought the Magpul bipod, which I crap on all the time, but I bought one just so I can have kind of credibility in terms of my opinion of it, because I can't really render an opinion if I don't never used one, right? So I went and got one ARM 17 mount, and I've been playing around with that, but I'm going to go ahead and do a write-up on that eventually. And I still need to do a write-up on the Calypso wind meter, which I probably should do that soon, because they're going to come out with a new revision of that with internal environmental solver or internal environmental sensors, from what I understand. Some weird sounds coming out there. It's just I think there's the mist and the humidity is causing a little bit of moisture, and I think some of it's dropping on the overhang. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of it as far as my write-ups and stuff. I've just been working, trying to get stuff done, because I've just been lagging on doing write-ups and just releasing my reviews and opinions on various products that I've been playing with this past year. But that's it for today. 2 weeks, our match is coming out, NRL 22. We're going to have our match, the September Courts of Fire. That should be September 28th, I believe that is. 28th. I think that's the fourth Sunday. So if you're in the area, definitely come on out. We're more than welcome to shoot. And if you need a rifle, just let me know. We can let you borrow one. We have the Tika T1X build that we have for our loaner, so you can definitely use that if you need to. But I'm going to get a roll out of here. I'm going to change the oil on this truck when I get home. Probably going to rotate the tires just for the heck of it. It's at 5,000 miles right now on the odometer. So I changed the oil on this thing twice already. I changed it at 500 miles. I changed it to 1,500. I'm going to change it to 5,000. And then I'm probably going to change it to 7,500 and then at 10,000. And then we'll just go at 5,000 mile intervals. But I've been doing the oil tests on these, and the copper in the oil is higher than average, but it's still got break-in metals. So I want to see that drop in the oil samples. If it doesn't drop in the oil samples after a few oil changes, whether or not you're getting bearing wear or something's going on in there, I mean, another thing, but it's a new engine, right? So it's expected. But you kind of just want to watch that as far as the metals in the oil early on, to make sure that nothing is abnormal, especially when it's hit like the break after 10,000 miles. The metals should be dropping as far as metal content in the oil. But I'm going to go ahead and change oil on this thing when I get home and change and rotate the tires. But that's it for today. Sunday, September 14th here at the West End Gun Club. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vlog.